Hello, everybody, and welcome to MMA Jefes. Today, we're here with Markus Suarez, ladies and gentlemen, bare-knuckle fighter at BKFC, coming out of Miami, Florida, right? And it seems like you have nice weather. It's shit here where I'm at right now. So,
Oh yeah, we got right now 7-degree weather. It's sunny, no clouds.
okay. How you doing, man? Looking good, looking sharp.
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for having me on.
Of course. You have kind of a wild story, man. I mean, I didn't expect, I couldn't see on you that you lost all the weight that you have. So that's the wild thing.
It's a long story, everybody has a story,
Yeah.
everybody has their own story, their own path, their own motivation, their own whys to why they do things, and this is my why.
When did you start your journey to where you are now?
Oh wow, I mean, as a fighting, I started training mixed martial arts in 2006,
Okay.
and
2006. Okay. Wow.
I was maybe 18 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. When did you start? Like, so you were overweight up until you started doing martial arts, or?
Growing up, my whole life, growing up, I was always heavy set. I was always
Yeah.
a chubby kid. I always got bullied on. And throughout my MMA career, yes, I was oversized, I would say. Never
Okay.
fought in my weight division correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. How does it feel like being where you are now? Because there's so much difference, you know.
Oh, it's a whole different. I don't even remember how I was when I was overweight.
No.
Again, when you're young and you don't really have a lot of direction as to where a career, as fighting.
Yeah.
Because a lot of fighters have their dads or have a coach. I never had that. I never had a
No.
father figure. I never had anything. So I grew up on the streets of Miami, and
Yeah.
I had no guidance. So
Yeah.
I fought at a heavyweight division. I was a young kid, but I was fat,
Yeah.
and I was fighting these strong older men,
Mm.
and I lost MMA. I got knocked out.
Okay.
I had a reconstructive eye surgery, a broken spine, L5, not broken, I was fractured,
Mm. Okay.
broken tibia, a lot of injuries to overcome, a lot of adversity from that injury, from that phase of my life.
Yeah. Can you even see something in your now from that age, or is it just a completely different person you look back at when you think about those times?
Completely different person. A human, the man's brain, they change. We change every 7 years, and I
Yeah.
would say I have lived. I have lived 7 different lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can truly say that.
Yeah. I think people also say you have to hit rock bottom 7 or 8 times before you can really shine. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's okay to hit rock bottom. It's okay to be in the darkest depths of life, because that's what
Mm.
life does to you. Sometimes you ask for life, I need patience or I need guidance, and then it gives you all these obstacles to overcome, and it puts you in a very dark place. It puts you in a
Yeah.
very dark, deep place where some people may not get out and some people do get out.
Yeah. You kind of talk about it, and that's a good thing. You know. We need more of that.
Well, I talk about it when I get asked about it, but there's times where I don't even know how to answer it. There's times where people ask me, why do I fight? And I don't even know how to answer it. Reasons why I'm fighting, and I don't know if I can name all of them. So I'm not out here victimizing myself for all my traumas that I went through in my life. There is a lot of things that I did grow up, and I thought it was normal, and it was not.
Mm.
And trauma does affect you, but I don't use that. I use that as fuel. I never use that as more of a victim tool.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing. I mean, I've been down myself, and I've kind of, changed my ways at some point. I was kind of lost at some point, and I've also feel like I've lived different lives, but it's inspiring, to see how far people get as you. I mean, that you must get a lot of messages probably saying like respecting what you've done and stuff like that, right?
Of course, there's a lot of people that need the help. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people that want the help, and I'm willing to help those that want to be helped, because
Yeah.
I've gone out of my way and I've helped a lot of people, and
Yeah.
I've noticed one thing. I've noticed one thing is You cannot change nobody. You got to change yourself. It has to be within yourself to change. So
Yeah.
you can hire the coach that you want. You can hire any motivational person you want. But if you're not willing to change within yourself, it's not going to change nothing.
No. So what do you kind of do to help people these days? Is there something specific you go
Well,
for?
I stay busy. I stay
Mm.
active. You know, my personal life. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
My family, my kids, my son, my daughter.
Yeah.
I stay training. I stay. You know, every time I get a little foggy, I go back to my basics, which is running, boxing. You know, I stay simple. You know, a lot of road work. And fighting helps me focus on fighting.
Mm.
And fighting, when you fight, you don't worry about your bills. You don't worry about your family members. You don't worry about
Yeah.
anything. You worry about not getting hit. You worry about not getting knocked out. You worry about trying to get through the rounds.
Mm.
And that's one of the reasons why I love fighting. Fighting gives me that freedom.
Yeah.
You know, those 10 minutes in the ring, 15 minutes in the ring, or whatever it is, it's freedom.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's especially also for kids, right, to keep them on the right path and keep them more grounded. It's a big thing. So I feel like also clubs around the
Yes.
world have to say no to new memberships because they're too busy, you know. So that's a good thing. I mean, the sport
Yes.
is growing.
There's a lot of kids out there in this. Yeah, a lot of kids out there in the streets, again,
Mm.
don't have the parents, don't have the father.
Mm.
The mother's always working. They're in the streets. They're on drugs. They're hanging with the gangs, the wrong people.
Yeah.
And again, it's not my job to help everybody out, but those that reach out and are willing to help out, I am willing to give out a hand, you know,
Yeah.
because it's my nature. It's my duty. That's what I feel like I'm put on this earth to do. And those that reach out to me and send me a message, I will respond back. I'm not
Mm.
those that leave you on read. Hit me up and I'll hit you guys up.
Yeah. Nice. That's amazing, man. So you had 3 fights now for Skip BKFC, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. And you have
I was
your
gonna have my fourth one. We were gonna fight May 10th in
mate.
Utah
Yeah,
against Mike Jones, and I had a shoulder injury. I
yeah,
have a torn labrum,
yeah. We talked. Yeah.
so we're gonna get that torn labrum fixed up, cleaned
Mm.
up, and we're gonna get right back to it. And in 2026, we're gonna get right, be active.
Yeah, yeah. That's gonna be exciting, man. That's gonna be exciting. And now you can probably,
Super exciting.
yeah, and you can probably you have time now to really rest and get back on track. So it's probably the best
Yeah,
as well.
the people that know me that I bring out crowds. I bring out people to my fights. I put asses in seats,
Mm.
and now that I'm taking in June will be a year that I haven't fought. I was supposed to fight May 10th, and the people know that. And now it's gonna be more of a stir. So now when I do fight, hopefully now be in my hometown when I do fight,
Yeah,
and can bring out the whole city. I can bring out everybody that needs to go and watch these fights. And that's what I do. People move.
yeah. Do you kind of have a goal in?
I just posted it on my story, and
Yeah,
I always go through these little rants in my head, but I stay quiet. But I was thinking, I don't even want the title. Because
mm.
everybody's always is easy to say, I want to be champion. I want to be
Yeah,
champion. I mean, everybody's tired of that. I'm tired. I'm tired of hearing that.
yeah,
I really, this time around, I want to hurt people. I want to hurt souls. I want to get in there and I want to let them know right off the rip that I'm going there to hurt you. The first punch that I hit you with is going to hurt you. It's going to drop you. And I'm not there to play around. I'm not there to box. I'm not there to play castles and dragons. I'm there to hurt you. And I'm there to get my check and I'm out.
yeah. That's a good thing about bare-knuckle, that you don't have to be unbeaten or anything like that to have a good name or make money on it.
You just need to know what to do in bare knuckle, and I already know what to do in bare knuckle. That's why I fought an experienced guy in David Simpson. Nobody wanted to fight him, and I fought him, and it taught me some experience. It taught me exactly how to go into a fight in bare knuckle, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Do you feel like bare-knuckle BKFC, sorry, is home now, or could you look into other corporations like maybe DBX, Mike Perry's new promotion?
I go where the money's at. I go wherever the money's at. For right now, I'm signed with BKFC. I have 2 more fights on my contract.
Mm.
But I go wherever the money's at. If
Yeah,
they will pay me more here, I go where they're, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Just show me the money,
Makes
baby.
sense.
Show me the money.
Yeah, I mean
Of course,
that.
a lot of people become slaves to a company. and you can't do that.
No,
After
I
you become
agree.
states of the company, you can do that.
I agree completely. And I mean, fighters don't get paid enough to begin with, in my opinion. So you should definitely go for the money. You put so much into it and worked your whole grown life for it. I mean, so it's the right place.
Exactly. Again, that's a lot of what I see nowadays. I see a lot of these fighters, like when they have their moment on camera and they're walking out towards a fight, they're running towards the stage. They're running towards everything is rushed. No, man. You worked hard for this, right? Take your
Mm,
time, walk slow, make sure the camera's on you, smile, show
mm,
the people that you're happy, that you trained to be there. Because a lot of these guys go depressed to the fights and scared. But why are you here? Why you spend all that time training? You know
yeah,
what I mean? You're supposed to be in there happy, you know?
yeah. Can you tell a bit about your youth in Miami? How was it growing up there?
My youth,
Yeah.
I grew up around bad people.
No.
I grew up around bad people, you know, delinquents, criminals, and I didn't you. Um, I grew up around a lot of bad stuff
Mm,
that I thought it was normal,
yeah.
you know.
Okay.
Miami stuff, Hispanic Miami stuff. You know, I am Colombian and Cuban, so a lot of dirt comes with that.
Yeah.
But you know, growing up in the streets of Miami is never nice for anybody, not just for me, it's for anybody. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's always a dirty place. It's a very high. It's a lot of cultures here, a lot of movement, a lot of traffic, and it gets you into trouble if you don't
Yeah.
have the right guidance. You know, and I've been into my share of trouble. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good that you found your place, man. I mean, that's admirable. Is there any fighter you kind of grew up admiring in your path to where you are now?
Fedor Emelianenko.
Yeah, I got him
Fedor
hanging here
Emelianenko
as well.
was.
He's on my wall here.
Yeah. I grew up watching Pride, and
Yeah.
my fighter was Fedor Emelianenko. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because he was a heavyweight. He
Mm,
wasn't the the sh- you know in
yeah.
shape heavyweight, but he had a little gut. And let me tell you, he was undefeated and fought the best competition for 10 years, and he
Yeah.
won.
He was a beast.
And the guy's an animal, and he trained. He kept it simple. He trained in the mountains in Russia in the snow and with a sledgehammer, and he kept it very simple, you know. And
Yeah.
he won, and he made it effective.
Yeah. I keep hearing things about him fighting again or signing with.
No,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
he's your
Yeah.
man.
I mean,
Fedor has gone through wars,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah. The guy who never changes his
There's
face
only
under fight, just the same
who I
face.
want to see. Who I want to see in the ring is Hunt. That's all my
Yeah.
other favorite fighters is Mark Hunt,
Yeah.
and you know me being in BKFC, I've had a childhood dream of doing Mark Hunt, and you know I talk with Mark Hunt
Yeah.
we're now, and that's who I want to see in the BKFC ring.
Yeah. What a freaking legend he is, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mark Hunt, Fedor. I mean, look at the names we're mentioning. You know.
Yeah. The king of walk off KOs, right? That's Mark Hunt. So.
Yes, sir. The walk-off home run knockouts.
Yeah. Sometimes I miss the old days of the UFC. I don't know
Yes.
why,
Oh
but
man.
it was different back in the day.
Or the blue shorts in Pride, you know, and he
Yeah.
fought when he fought Fedor and he fought Crow Cop, you know, it was
Yeah.
great battles, great wars.
Yeah. Yeah. It really was. It really was. What's the fights this weekend with Volkanovski and Diego Lopez and
I did not I
no,
really did not. I was really busy, so
yeah,
I wasn't able to watch the
no,
fights.
no. Do you research?
Oh well, my training partners are Osambo. You know, I mean,
Mm,
I'm pretty probably heard of Osambo, the Cuban Mike Tyson,
yeah, okay.
and BKFC.
Yeah,
Well, you know, these are experienced. They have 300, 400 amateur fights in Cuba, and you know they have a lot of experience. And one thing that he taught me was relax.
yeah,
Don't even think about the fight to the day of the fight or the day before the fight.
yeah.
You know, because what happens, what creates is mental fatigue. And you
Mm,
start thinking, and your cortisol, you start getting stressed and
yeah,
stressed and stressed.
yeah,
And when the day of the fight comes and you get into the ring, you spaghetti arms, spaghetti legs. You can't throw a punch. You get nervous. You're so mentally fatigued
mm,
that you can't perform.
yeah,
So it's better to stay busy, stay active, keep your brain always on activities, stay with a hobby, and of course, stay training, stay focused, study your film. but
Yeah.
don't you're gonna get too high. You
No.
know, you have to stay calm, collective, and on fight night you release that like a demon.
Do you kind of switch something on when it's fight night and you walk into the cage, or?
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, yeah. I do. I start thinking like a crazy madman. You know, I not to see my son for weeks.
okay.
You know, and I just telling myself these crazy things. I don't even know if it's okay to even say them on me online, but I say these crazy things to myself, and you know, it makes me snap on. But
Yeah.
now with this experience from the last fight, I am gonna use it more smartly, you know,
Yeah, because
more intelligently.
I was gonna ask
Because I was
if always been like that from the beginning, or you changed through the times, you know?
well in the beginning I was boom, like I was a firecracker. I was
Mm,
coming out, you know, guns out of a cannon.
yeah,
And now I'm you know, now I'm gonna smartly strategically my hits. You know,
calm
now
and
it's something
collective.
different. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I hear that a lot, you know, that people first when they start out fighting, they kind of, you know, just they want to get it over with in some way, you know, and over with maybe, but they just want to, you know, pour it on them and get it done quick, you know, and
Of course, but it gives you when you don't have a fight scheduled,
mm,
you're thinking about, oh, I should have a fight scheduled. And then when you have a fight scheduled, you're always thinking about, oh, okay, what's coming. So
yeah,
regardless, you know, you always gotta stay ready, stay positive, stay you know, stay focused,
yeah.
and you know, and stay ready.
How do you manage being a fighter and a father and trying to help people and coach people, and you have to train, I assume, like 5 6 times a week?
It's not for everybody, and you
Mm,
know, it's just like movie stars and just like rappers and celebrities and people it's not for everybody. It's hard. It's hard to decide everything. I'm a person that goes to the extreme. I like to go
yeah.
to the extreme for everything. I get obsessed for everything. So I'm a person that's had to learn how to pull back and down and be like, okay, well, this is the balance.
Yeah.
So of no, you're gonna live life and you're not going to live life. You know.
Yeah.
So it's hard, and there's a price you do pay. There's a price that you do pay when you want to do all of this stuff, and when you do get here, you realize it's not as big as it seems it is. You know.
Yeah. What do you let's say you've had a bad day, you know, and we all do, and we ourselves and stuff like that. How do you kind of keep on track? Because I know a lot of people kind of doubt themselves and overthink things, you know. Is there anything you do to calm your mind when you are in these moods?
I like to be alone.
Yeah.
I like to isolate myself. When I was going through my journey, I isolated myself for years, and
Mm.
I really had no contact. I didn't even know how to conversate. So when everything goes to chaotic and like go back or right back to the basics, you know, like I go right back to silence. Silence is what gives me the answers to everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people don't know how to be by themselves. A lot of people don't know. That's why they go to bars. That's why they get hooked onto alcohol. So they get hooked onto bad forming habits of drugs because they don't know how to be by themselves. They don't know how to meditate. And I've noticed that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of people actually have trouble being by themselves, and also some people, you know, thrive in it so much that they don't want to get out ever. You know, I know some of those myself. So, but I guess it's where you are in life too, man. But
There's phases in life. Again, there's phases in life,
yeah,
and it all. What are you gonna do with it? What
mm,
are you gonna do with it? With the opportunity? Are you gonna stay there in the dark, or are you gonna shine in? And as simple as that. You know,
yeah,
I like to preach that. I like to preach that, and you know, it's people. Like I said, people. I'm sorry, I'm over here driving. Um,
it's okay.
I always I do a lot of personal development,
Yeah,
character development. You know, 'cause I people get on the internet and they think it's just about fighting. No, it's about marketing yourself, it's guiding the people. Like, listen, you don't want to go on the act a fool and you're trying to be a fighter. And because I went that route, I was the one that was, and you know,
mm,
a lot of people took me, you know, they didn't like me. I rubbed them the wrong way.
yeah,
So there's a lot of fight politics in the fight world, and I always try to maintain to my young people, listen, my young amateurs,
yeah,
keep it clean. If you're a fighter, you want to act like a fighter. You know, look at the Canelos, look at the Bivos, look the The news, the professionals, they stay clean, they stay humble. You know, you never
Yeah.
see them not even commenting back on Instagram. No, you keep it clean, keep it simple, you keep it moving, keep it forward, you keep it professional.
Yeah.
Always like that, always will be. And I always tell them, remain humble. Never above, never below, but always right here with the people. You know,
Yeah.
I always work with the people, and I love the with the community, because the more power you build in the community, the more power you have everywhere. Because the
Mm.
people do have power. The people, when they come together and they voice their opinion, it becomes very, very powerful.
Yeah.
When you are not fighting, the least you can do is give back to your community. Do turkey drive by, giveaways,
Mm.
school giveaways, school supplies giveaway, all this stuff you do for the community.
Yeah.
So when you do fight, the least you can do is like, hey, I'm fighting, and they'll go and purchase a ticket because they're gonna remember you. Hey, I remember that person they gave to us for the community.
Yeah. I agree. That's a good way to put it, man. Yeah. So how do you relax sometimes? Do you have anything besides fighting you enjoy doing? Any hobbies or something like that?
Oh man, I have hobbies. I like
Okay.
I like to find places to eat. I
Mm.
like the beach. I like being with my kids. I like being home.
Yeah.
I like doing everything. To tell you the truth, I just anything that comes my way with open arms and open mind, I'm taking it. And
Yeah.
that's how I live life.
For a guy who lives in Miami, what's something go visit and what's something that's overrated by Miami?
The beach is overrated. Miami Beach is overrated.
Okay.
I think everybody, when it comes to Miami, they go to the Miami Beach. Miami
Yeah.
Beach is nothing out of the ordinary. If you
No.
look at the videos, and that's what it is. I would say, come visit the down south part of Florida. You got Key West, you got the Upper Keys, you got Homestead, you got the Redlands, you got the farm area, which is the basket, the vegetable basket of America. Because when America's frozen, we're the one that supplies the the apples and the tomatoes, avocados to the rest of the country.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would say come visit that. The agriculture part of Florida is beautiful. The Everglades are beautiful, and enjoy the sun. It's the best therapy you can.
Yeah. Sounds nice, man. I'm thinking of going. It's for sure. It should be.
Let me know, man. We'll train a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, man. That would be amazing. I will let you know for sure, man. Uh, it's a big place, I know, so it's gonna be interesting. Is there did kind of a person close to you growing up that guided you, or did you kind of figure it out yourself?
No, but do you know what a Ronin is?
A
A
Ronin?
Ronin?
No, a
Yes, a
Ronin?
Ronin.
No.
A Ronin.
Yeah, no.
It's a Japanese word for
Oh,
a
samurai.
samurai
Yeah,
without a master.
yeah. Actually, now I know.
And I like to see samurai without a master.
Okay.
I've had a lot of different coaches. I've had a lot of different guidance. I never had a father figure to guide me directly, so I had to learn from different people and look up to different people.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Okay.
and that's how I've learned through life. Growing up, I picked up a little bit from here, a little bit from there, and
Yeah.
that's how I've lived.
Would you rather have had a father to guide you? Do you think it would be different if you had? I don't have a father myself. That's why I asked. I grew
Yeah,
up without one.
it's a good question. It's a really good question. I if I had a father, maybe I would not have turned out to who I am or where I'm at in life.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Maybe I would have been restricted a little bit more.
Yeah.
I know with the chances that I've got in life, and with who I learned around life, I was able to get where I'm at.
Mm,
It's a hard question. That's like a blue and gray question.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
really don't know.
No, man. I think about it myself sometimes. I mean, but we wouldn't same if we had a father figure to guide us. I mean, we could have been better, but who the fuck knows, man? It is a hard
Yeah,
question.
who the fuck knows, right? I mean, there's people who have fathers and they turn out to be pieces of shit, and
Exactly.
you know what I mean. They don't even know how to fathers themselves. And if anything, I'm a father than I'm a fighter. I'm more of
Mm,
a father than I am a human being.
mm,
Me not having a father helped me be a better father.
yeah. I feel the same, man. I feel the same. Like always wanted kids, so I could give them what I didn't have as a kid, as well.
Yeah.
I haven't got any yet, but I will get there, I guess.
Well, you're young. How old are you, man?
Yeah, for sure, I am.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Oh man, you're young, man. Come
Yeah.
on, I'm gonna be 38. I'm gonna be 38 in June.
Yeah.
So I'm more closer to the 40 than when I am 30.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I had my son when I was 30.
Oh, really? Yeah. Was
Yeah.
that a game changer?
Of course, my whole life I thought of a girl and having a boy, and I had my first kid was a girl. It was my daughter.
Yeah.
She's 19 years old now,
Oh, wow.
and now I have my boy. He's gonna be 9 in December.
Yeah. Is there a big difference for a father to have a girl and a boy?
Of course, you're the best of both worlds, and it teaches you. You know, the girls, whole different side of life, and the boys teach you a whole nother ballpark. So, you know, I'm truly blessed to have both of the world, and I'm just a blessed father. I'm a blessed guy. I'm happy. I'm healthy. My kids are healthy. You know, my career's getting on track. We're gonna get fixed. I'm a happy guy, man. You know, I'm just a chill guy.
Yeah. Oh, that's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Well, man, I just want to say thank you so much for coming, and I hope you all the best. I wish you all the best. I hope you can come back at some point before your fight in 2026, right? And
Yes,
thank
sir.
you everybody for watching. Remember to follow and check out Suarez, ladies and gentlemen. Talk to you soon, man, and thank you so much.
You already know, baby. Hey, 2026, man, Murk season. We're gonna come back harder, stronger, faster, wiser. We're gonna be on it, baby. So get ready, man. We're
Let's
gonna be
get
working in silence, and that's what we're gonna do. For right now, we're gonna clap and show love to others.
Yeah, let's get it, man. Keep getting after it and have a good time in Miami, okay?
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on, man. Pleasure.
Always, brother. Talk to you soon, okay?